Julius Keye wasn't the ideal build for a dominant big man, standing 6'10" but weighing only 200 pounds, but he still found a way to hold his own on the court. After playing his college ball at South Carolina State and Alcorn State, he was drafted twice by the Boston Celtics, but he chose to play in the ABA, signing with the Denver Rockets, backing up the phenom Spencer Haywood. Once Haywood left for the NBA, Julius became the starter, averaging a double-double and making the All-Star team. He would never have the same offensive responsibility again, but he really held his own on the other end, making 2 all-defensive teams, as he set the ABA record for blocks in the game. After being waived by Memphis in 1974, Julius lived in the shadows until his untimely passing at just 38 years old. His name really isn't mentioned at all, but Julius did set records in the ABA and he deserves his flowers. This is PG Hoops, and welcome to another episode of ABA Tales. Julius was born on September 5th, 1946 in Toccoa, Georgia. Not much is really known about his upbringing or his high school career, but he played well enough at Lemon Street High to get a scholarship to South Carolina State. After averaging 19 points and 22 rebounds as a sophomore, he transferred to Alcorn State, where he was less productive but more efficient. He was selected in the 8th round of the 1968 NBA draft by the Boston Celtics, but he decided to stay in school. He had a great senior season and he was selected again by the Celtics, this time in the 3rd round, but Julius declined again, trying out for the ABA's Denver Rockets as an unknown prospect, but his defense and rebounding helped him make the team. The Rockets already had 2 great bigs in Spencer Haywood and Byron Beck, so Julius came off the bench. He was still pretty raw offensively, but once February came along, he got more minutes and he was producing pretty well. He dropped 27 and 10 on March 11th against Washington, and 27 and 12 on the 28th against Dallas. He had 16 double-doubles as Spencer dominated the league as a rookie, winning the MVP. Larry Jones had an all-star season as Denver finished 51 and 33. In his rookie season, Julius averaged 8 points and 7 rebounds. He got solid minutes in the semifinals against Washington, getting the start in Game 1, dropping 8 points and 6 rebounds, but shooting 4 for 12 from the floor. He shot 23% for the rest of the playoffs as Denver lost in the division finals to the Stars. Spencer left for the NBA in 1970 as he was upset that most of his salary was in the form of deferred payments, so Julius was a new starting center. Denver replaced Larry Jones with Larry Cannon, while also adding former Michigan State star Ralph Simpson. Denver was pretty thin up front, so Julius really didn't come off the floor, putting up his best season as a pro. He put up 24 points and 13 rebounds on 11 and 16 shooting on the 2nd game of the season. On November 10th against the Floridians, he dropped 33 points and 24 rebounds, shooting 14 of 21 from the field. He had the best game of his career on March 5th against Texas, dropping 38 points and 30 rebounds in the triple overtime loss. He wasn't the most efficient scorer, but he showed a lot of improvement. He also owned the boards, grabbing at least 20 rebounds in 23 games and grabbing at least 30 twice. Julius led the league in defensive rebounds and was 2nd in total rebounds behind Mel Daniels. Although blocks weren't counted, it was clear that Julius was making a difference on that end of the floor, as he was 8th in defensive win shares, making his first All-Star game. Larry averaged 26 points, but the Rockets didn't do a lot of winning, finishing 30 and 54. In his career year, Julius averaged 15 points, 18 rebounds, and 2 assists. The Rockets played a tiebreaker against the Chaparrals as Julius went off, dropping 17 points, 23 rebounds, and 3 blocks, but Donnie Freeman's 33 points helped Texas come out on top. Julius was shifted to the 4 in 1971 as Dave Robish became the starter. Ralph blossomed into a star in his sophomore season, while Julius's offensive role decreased drastically. He was now more of a rebounder and defender. He dropped 17 points and 25 rebounds in the 3rd game of the year, but a week later, he went scoreless, but he grabbed 16 rebounds and blocked 5 shots. He only had 10 games scoring in double figures, but his defensive impact was felt, as he had a week in March averaging 5 blocks a game. Julius was still a top 10 rebounder, while being one of the top defenders in the league. Ralph averaged 27 points a game, but Denver was still a bottom feeder, finishing 34 and 50. Julius averaged 6 points, 12 rebounds, and 2 assists. In a league with only 11 teams, Denver still made the playoffs, facing the almighty Pacers in the semifinals. Julius dropped 12 points, 19 rebounds, and 3 blocks in the Game 3 loss, but followed that up with 14 points, 20 rebounds, 5 assists, and 2 blocks in Game 4 to tie the series. He played the entire Game 7, dropping 6 points, 18 rebounds, 3 assists, and 4 blocks, but the Pacers won by 2. Warren Jabali joined the team, as now with blocks finally being counted, Julius really showed his full potential defensively. In the 4th game of the season, he dropped 6 points, 13 rebounds, and 7 blocks. On December 14th against Virginia, he blocked an ABA record 12 shots. He blocked 10 shots on January 4th against Dallas. He wasn't scoring a lot, but he was stuffing the stat sheet, grabbing double-digit rebounds in 50 games, dishing at least 5 assists in 6 games, and blocking at least 5 shots in 7 games. He was second in blocks behind Artis Gilmore and ranked 5th in defensive win shares. Julius was named to the first team all-defense for his efforts. He even shot 38% from 3, although he only attempted 8 shots from that range. Julius helped Denver have the second best defense in the league as they were finally winning games, finishing 47-37. Julius averaged 5.5 points, 11 rebounds, 2 assists, and 3 blocks. Denver faced Indiana in the semifinals as Julius had the most efficient playoff series of his career, as in Game 3, he dropped 19 points, 21 rebounds, 4 assists, and 6 blocks. But this was the only win for Denver, as the Pacers easily got this in a gentleman's sweep. The Rockets added Mike Green for center depth in 1973. Julius's production would dip quite a bit this year, but he still played his role well. His best game of the season was on November 20th against Carolina, with 16 points, 18 rebounds, and 4 blocks. Julius grabbed double-digit rebounds in 34 games, while blocking at least 3 shots in 7 games. He was named to the first team all-defense again, but Denver regressed, as they shot the lowest field goal percentage in the league. They finished 37-47, missing the playoffs. Julius averaged 5 points, 9 rebounds, 2 assists, and 2 blocks on a career-high 45% shooting. Denver wanted to rebuild, so Julius was traded to the Utah Stars for cash. He was then packaged with Rick Mount and coach Joe Mulaney, being sent to the Memphis Sounds for Randy Denton. The Sounds looked like a good team on paper, but they lacked continuity. Julius was buried on the bench behind Tom Owens and Mel Daniels, with his best performance being a 6-point, 9-rebound game on October 23rd against the Nets. But Julius would be waived in November, marking the end of his basketball career. He would fade into obscurity after his ABA career, but he passed away on September 13, 1984 at only 38 years old. He was having a seizure and he repeatedly hit his head on the floor, ultimately succumbing to his injuries. Julius Keye was never a household name in the ABA, but he made his money dominating the glass and protecting the rim. He played within his role, never trying to do too much. Even though he only played 6 seasons, he ranked 7th all-time in blocks and 14th all-time in rebounds. Caldwell Jones eventually tied his record, but no one ever topped it. Julius was pretty skinny for a big man, but he was one of the top defenders in the league, making an all-star game and earning 2 first-team all-defense selections. Thank you guys for watching. I really appreciate y'all. Like, this is something I've always wanted to do. I was looking so hard to find some game footage. When I saw he blocked 12 shots in the game, I'm like, hold on a second. Like, I already knew who Caldwell Jones was, but I really didn't know anything about Julius Keye, so I'm looking, I'm like, he's almost like a Gerald Govan type of player, just maybe not much of a passer. He's better defensively. 2, we gotta give the role players their flowers. You know, it's not always about the stars. It's not always about the all-time team guys. Shout out to Julius Keye, RIP to you, man. It sucks that he died so young. Maybe this was something that was undiagnosed. Maybe he already had epilepsy. I don't know. I think he probably could have carved out a role in the NBA. He definitely could have, like a rebounding defender off somebody's bench. RIP Julius Keye, man. Thank you guys for watching. I really love the ABA, man. You know, I want to get these ABA guys their flowers because nobody talks about them. Thank you so much. Really appreciate y'all. Leave a like if you enjoyed. Hit that subscribe button if you're new to my channel. Turn my post notifications on if you haven't already. Be safe. Stay on the grind. I'm out. Peace.